this guy. Secretary of Defense Pete Hegseth accidentally shared details containing highly classified material regarding military strikes in Yemen in a group chat. Again. If you were thinking we already covered that, we did. But now he's gone and done it again, that silly rascal. The group chat included his wife, his brother, and his lawyer. This backs up my theory, my long-standing theory, that drunk dudes love bragging to the group chat more than they love keeping national secrets.
We're bombing the storage depots at Daiquiri at 1800 hours. We're coming in from the north, below their radar.
When will you be back?
I can't tell you that. It's classified.
Hegseth giving it all away in the group chat is a good example of why I defer to Occam's razor on most things. That is, the simplest explanation is usually the correct one. It's much more likely to be an idiot showing off than the deep state. I'm sorry. I know a lot of you aren't going to want to hear that. But generally, it's always a drunk dude in the group chat who wants to show off how powerful they are. This is why I don't believe most of the 9/11 conspiracies. Do you know how many people would have to have had kept that a secret?
All I had to do was have explosives planted in the base of the towers. Then on 9/11, we pretended like 4 planes were being hijacked when really we just rerouted them to Pennsylvania, then flew 2 military jets in the World Trade Center filled with more explosives and shot down all the witnesses in Flight 93 with an F-15 after blowing up the Pentagon with a cruise missile.
Some dude who rigged the demolition explosives is definitely getting drunk and crying about how he had no idea 3,000 Americans would be killed in such a terrorist attack. He'd be like, Mikey, I can't keep this a secret anymore. I had no idea, Mikey. I thought it was going to be for some demo they were doing in the middle of the night. No one told me what was happening. Come here, Mikey. Come lean in a little bit closer, Mikey. I got a secret for you. People can't keep secrets. No one can keep a secret like this for 2 seconds. There's no way. They would all have to be murdered. Not saying it's impossible, just saying it's highly unlikely.
It was only the world's most intricate and flawlessly executed plan ever. You
know, when Hegseth was nominated, we covered it on Dumpster Fire, and we were on board for the slew of hotties being nominated to Trump's cabinet. We were all for it. He's hot, basically. He's hot, so I'm all for him. We need more jawlines in the White House. He had tattoos. He seemed like a stud. Even though Never Trumpers, do normies know who Never Trumpers are?
I have no idea.
Do you know what a Never Trumper is?
I do, yes.
They're conservatives who hate Trump. They're the conservative wing of the party that's been pushing back against Trump. So Never Trumpers warned about what an incompetent, drunken mess this guy was. And we didn't care because, well, he was hot. We are shallow like that. I'm not afraid to admit it. Most humans are shallow like that. This is also another basic truth and why Luigi Mangione has stands. No one would give a shit about him if he were an uggo. This is the fact, you guys. Hot people get away with more. This is the hot, crazy matrix for women. It's also why a lot of serial killers are pretty good looking. But Hegseth is a classic case of a dude getting less and less hot the more his personality shows through.
See, this is what the media does. They take anonymous sources from disgruntled former employees, and then they try to slash and burn people and ruin their reputations. Not going to work with me.
The more he talks and the more you realize just how incompetent he is.
Because, you know, this is what we're doing it for. These kids right here. This is why we're fighting the fake news media. This is why we're fighting slash and burn Democrats.
He spent Easter railing against hippies and hoaxsters, a word he was very proud of.
We're fighting hoaxsters. This group, no, this group right here, full of hoaxsters.
With all of his kids in the background.
This is what the media does. They take anonymous sources from disgruntled former employees, and then they try to slash and burn people.
Not just incompetent, though, sleazy.
Hoaxsters.
There's definitely something slimy. We've said this many times. Why can't you identify a scumbag when it's in your own tribe? I'm seeing a little bit of sleaze. And bro, it's not our fault you can't stop sharing classified intel in your family group chat, okay? You're a ridiculous person, and it's not the deep state, and it's not the Jews. It's you being a dumbass. I'm not saying that he was blaming the Jews, but there are people who are saying there's a whole kind of right-wing conspiracy that the deep state's trying to take out Pete Hegseth because he's one of the anti-war factions of the administration, and that Israel is trying to force the United States into a war with Iran on its behalf. And anyone who's pushing back against that is getting taken out by the deep state. I hate everyone, first of all. And second of all, I think it's just this guy is a fucking idiot. How did you not learn from your first group chat that went viral? Maybe not to share state secrets in a group chat. And I'm sorry, I can't take it seriously from the people who were screaming about Hillary's emails for like 10 years. You're going to tell me that I'm supposed to not care about this guy sharing classified military information in a group chat with his wife and his brother? What?
Nothing to see here.
There are rumors swirling around the swamp that he's going to be replaced as we are recording. And at this point, I don't trust him not to share the location of our prized assets over mimosas at brunch. Imagine what this guy is saying in person. That's the other thing. If these people are sharing this stuff over technology, which we all know, none of it's private. Signal's a freaking honeypot. So is WhatsApp. Nothing you put in a DM or anywhere online is private, ever. Anyone who thinks that is a ridiculous person and an idiot, Hegseth. So imagine what he's saying in real life to people. How am I supposed to trust his judgment if he, A, did this in the first place, B, did it again, and now he seems to be blaming everyone else for this?
The fate of the planet is in the hands of a bunch of retards I wouldn't trust with a potato gun.